Evening.
You described the feeling of this locker room. I know this was just game 2, but what it means to come up here and be a team like this on the road.
We showed a lot of fight. That's a great team over there. We know they're a great team. They're a little undermanned. We were a little undermanned. It got us to 2-0. It was a big win, but it's 2-0. My message was, enjoy the night, enjoy the flight back. We grade the tape tomorrow morning. We got to move on to Denver. We won the first 2 games last year, and you can see what happened after that. So we understand that. We're happy we won. Took a herculean effort on a lot of guys when a lot of guys went down, and we're pleased with the win.
Speaking of guys going down, do you have an update on Vita Vea?
Not yet. I'm sure he has a knee, but I got to see what it is.
Coach, how did it feel to finally come away with some interceptions? The young guys stepped up and played extremely well, created turnovers. How did that feel to see those guys earn those numbers?
Zion and Izzy got one. Between that and the red zone on defense, that was the tail of the tape right there. We were pretty good in the red zone. We were pretty good. We won the turnover battle, I think. They made a lot of plays. It was a fight till the end, and we made the plays to win the game.
Coach, what were you able to see what made it so hard to contain Adrian Hutchinson in this game?
He's a hell of a player. You see the same thing that you always see. We tried chipping him. We tried to do a lot of things. He makes plays. He made our life miserable over there. Hats off to him, and we still stuck together and fought it out and got the win.
You reflect on Baker's day, really efficient in the passing game and some clutch runs as well.
Did a heck of a job using his legs and then getting open, finding Chris for some third down wins right there that kept some drives going for us, and we needed every one of them.
Christian Izzy and also Jordan Whitehead were the guys that made that tackle there on the second to last drive that Detroit had. And they were so close. Just what can you say about the way those two stepped up today, especially with some new pieces in the secondary?
I thought they did a heck of a job. All the underneath guys, Levante, Sarasi, KJ, they get a lot of yards after catch, and we try to limit as much as we can. St. Brown's a hell of a receiver. They got a lot of guys that can catch and run over there, including Gibbs. And for the most part, we got them on the ground. We missed a few, but we made the play at the end.
You had members of your coaching staff and front office that actually had tears in their eyes leaving the press box. Just how big of a victory was this for your team today?
You let me know where they are, I'll find them. There's no crying in football on week 2.
Hey, I didn't name any names
I'm going to find out.
Todd, the resources you had to put on Hutchinson, how much did that impact Liam's ability to call what he wanted to call?
We handcuffed him a little bit, but we understand we have to play with injuries. We knew Gedeke was going to be down. We tried some things, and Hutchinson overcame quite a few of them, but we made the plays at the end.
How about Baker's ability to not only escape pressure, but then at one point I think he might have finished as your leading rusher?
Well, he had the wherewithal. He knows when to get down. He knows when the pocket's clean for him to throw and when to run. Like I said, you got to have a feel for that. He has a great feel for that, and that's part of his game that helps our offense be better, and we like it.
Was that a call quarterback draw from Liam? Or
That was a call from Liam. That was something we saw that was a design play, and Baker carried it out.
Godwin had 117 receiving yards in the first half. I don't know if he had a catch in the second half. What was working so well in the first half, especially between him and Baker, and then what were they doing defensively in the second half that kind of neutralized that?
Well, we didn't have a lot of time to throw in the second half, and some of the times in the first half, when Baker scrambled and used his legs, Chris got free, and he found him on a few plays, and they had that connection while they were trying to double Mike over there, and they made some plays. In the second half, it was a lot tougher.
Coach, you just talked about Gibbs and Roman go. Can you speak on that tandem of him and David Montgomery and just how they were able to be successful? Like, what is it like trying to contain those two?
It's tough. It's one of the best tandems in the league. They got a 1-2 punch right there. You got Montgomery, who's very good inside as well as outside, but he can run over you as well as around you. You got Gibbs with a great amount of speed that can run inside and outside. He's not just a speed guy, and he's a heck of a receiver as well. Both of them are. It makes life difficult.
Did you see any difference between an offensive line? Did you see any difference between the team you guys played last year compared to today?
I mean, they're still a good team. Last year they made more plays than us. We made enough plays today to win the game.
Talking about making plays, I know you touched on it a little bit, but what else can you add about your team's on red zone defense today?
It was tough. It was gritty. It took a lot of guys. It took a lot of effort. They played on the same page. They understood the assignment. They carried it out. They made some great underneath tackles to save us some touchdowns and have them kick field goals.
How fortunate did you feel at the time, late in the first half, where they had confusion, led to a runoff, and then it was really significant at the end because they needed a touchdown?
I mean, it was fortunate for us, obviously. I'm glad it was us. It wasn't us instead of them. And, you know, those things happen in football, and you got to make those type of plays, and I'm sure they'll bounce back.
You call up CJ, you call up Mike for the game, and then in the second half, you really had to rely on them. So the interior part of that line, how did they do collectively?
I know they fought hard. I'll look at the tape, to critique everything, but I know they fought hard, and we don't have any more guys to call up, so they better stay healthy.
Do you have any idea how far Luke was able to progress through the concussion protocol this past week? Could he be in play this coming week?
Not at this time, I don't know.
Coach, were you surprised to see Dan Campbell be okay with kicking field goals early in the game, even within the 5-yard line, or do you think they might be looking to go there?
I mean, I don't know. We just play ball and play defense, and whatever they do, they do. Dan's a hell of a coach, and he's a hell of a person. I've known him for a long time, and, you know, we kick field goals, they kick field goals. It was a tightly fought contest.
What was the biggest factor that led to forcing them to settle for field goals? I mean, it took them a long time before they hit the end zone in the third quarter.
Well, getting third down stops, timely third down stops is the key.
How big was Savasier in coverage and also tackling? Those last two drives, they had 2 shots of trying to win the game.
They made some tackles underneath. Those guys are hard to bring down. We didn't do it last year. St. Brown got around us for a touchdown at our place, and we made a conscious effort to make sure we were inside out, and they still made some runs. So, you know, it's a tough team over there.
Would you expect them to see him again maybe in January?
I worry about us. If we can get there in January, I'm sure they'll be there.
Okay.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.